Alright, so for the final demo, I'm going to show you how to build a custom MAXIF function. And this is a great example of where array functions can come into play when your non-array or traditional cell formulas may fall short. So if you recall, in the statistical function section, we talked about SUMIFs, COUNTIFs, AVERAGEIFs. Unfortunately, there's no equivalent formula if you want to calculate the max value in a column based on some criteria. So there's no MAXIF out-of-the-box function that we can use. Luckily, array functions can do the job. So what I want to do here is return the max value for revenue in column C based on a specific store location name, so one of these three city names. So the first thing I want to do, just for the sake of showing an example, is just name this array city, and I'm not making a array constant. All I'm doing is just naming the range from B2 through B10, just so that we remember that that is an option to help save some time when we're writing this function. So that array is now called city. What I'm going to do is write one of the city names right here in H8. I'm going to type Boston, and then in H9, this is where I'm going to type my MAXIF function. So it's going to be a relatively simple function. We're going to start with equals max, open the parenthesis, if, and now the logical test is going to be city, and you see it's kind of triggered the array because it recognized it as a named array, and city equals whatever values in H8. Right now it's Boston, but if I change that value, it would pull in the max for New York or Detroit, for example. And then the value of true is just going to be the array from C2 through C10, which is my revenue field. That's where I'm trying to extract the max value from. So I'll close off two parentheses and then Control Shift Enter, and there you go. So grab the formatting from up here in the Home tab. Boston, $1,726. We can do a quick spot check and confirm that that is the max value for Boston. And now if I change this to New York, for instance, I get 1944, which is also correct, and Detroit, 1743. There you go. So great way to kind of create our own custom function where we didn't have the option using our traditional statistical formulas. That wraps up the array formula section. This is really just a small sample of the types of analyses that you can do with arrays. So I encourage you, once you get comfortable, to start exploring how and where you can use these in other areas. So next up, we got one final section covering some bonus functions. We're going to do some really interesting demos there, so stay tuned for the final stretch.